it's like tumbleweeds rolling by.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is no, you don't understand. Like since our season, it's literally like tumbleweeds. You know how some like when you pop in, there's
Hmm.
usually some people, but now there's like nobody. There's
Yeah.
almost literally nobody on there, and I'm like, oh my god, like the time, and I was like, crap, the time I want to role play, nobody else wants to role
Yeah.
play anymore, and it's kind of scary just because even if it's not like inner circle people, it's like even just you'll just think about like, oh, people in HTC.
Yeah.
There's almost 5,000 members in HTC. There shouldn't be no way be like
Nope.
nobody on
But
Discord.
once again, like I've told people before, 80 to 90% of the people, they don't do anything after they finish the class. See, during the class, it's all rah, rah, rah cheerleader stuff. So everybody's
Yeah,
there. After
yeah,
the class is over, you're back to reality.
yeah,
You still really don't know what you're doing. You still don't really know how to find an influencer. And even if you
yeah,
find the person, you don't know what to do to actually close the deals for the person or that person. So
yeah.
that's still the same problem. So, and it's like that all the time. And now, especially since they've raised the price of the course, it's going to be less people coming into the new classes. And so it's going to be
They
crazy.
want a targeted audience, so it's fascinating. So John, I don't know if I sorry, I totally forget because I keep thinking like you're still on it, but like you're
No.
did you know you're on the watch list?
Yes, I know I'm on the watch list. You sure you
Oh,
need to be talking to me?
I don't know. I I think you I think you I think you know my intelligence is a little bit higher than that, so that's why I keep talking to you. And you know I'm and I don't judge people based on this retarded whatnots here,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this is why you keep talking to me too.
Well, I talk to everybody. I really, but people who want to get information, I try to help. That's the whole point of what I'm doing.
I know, but you know, I'm not that retarded, and I don't judge you in that sense
Of
just because you're in
course,
the
of
watch
course.
list. And plus, I know you more. I know you more as a person, and you're really like you're really cool. Because I remember the conversation that we had on Discord, or like we were in a big group together on Discord, and I
Mhm.
remember you made an impression on me just because you kept on saying I'm the boss, and I was like, damn. I gotta learn how to be cocky like that too. But you weren't cocky without a reason, though.
Yeah,
I know
I mean,
that. But
and it's a lot of times when people say cocky, but it's actually more confident than anything else. And if you look at
no, but
everything
it's
I
like,
do, it's more
uh
the confidence of it. It sounds cocky to folks who are going, "Oh, what the hell he's doing?" But to the person who I'm talking to, they go,
huh.
"Oh, man, this guy really believes in himself," and they keep moving. That's
No, but
actually,
you do it in the fun way, though.
yeah, that it
You're
has to
not
be
the
fun,
cocky bad way where you're like, I'm the shits. Like,
right?
look at me. You're like, I'm the boss, and I'm like, you're a
Right.
fun person.
It's like the post I put into to my boss sales and marketing group
Huh.
last night. I wrote lest you forget, and then I
Uh-huh.
wrote, I don't teach because I can't do it. I teach
Uh-huh.
because I do it well. And then I
Uh-huh.
put some of the post about from another influencer who contacted me and said something, and I responded back to him in my
Uh-huh.
boss way, and he goes, thanks, you're the first person who actually was able to handle that objection correctly. So
Uh-huh.
it's not so much, as I said, I just want to make sure people understand that, hey, guys, I'm here teaching stuff not because I'm not doing nothing or whatever. I actually do the stuff that I'm telling you guys to do. So
Uh-huh.
but like I said, right now we're going into our third season of the Boss Sales Mentorship Program. So I'm really excited
Uh-huh.
about that. So
Uh-huh.
tomorrow, actually, I'm going to do open training on hunting, fishing, and farming. Actual PowerPoint complete sales,
Uh-huh.
not sales, but training, and with everybody, and let people ask questions, do everything to actually kind of give some more information out there to people to show them how I find the people that I work with and how
Uh-huh.
they actually find me now
Uh-huh.
because of what I've already done.
Are you putting out like Facebook ads, or are you just doing it organically, like through ClickFunnels and posting things here and there on different groups and stuff like
More organically, but like I said,
that?
it'll
Okay.
be all in the thing tomorrow. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it'll be 11 central, no, not central, mountain standard time. So after we have the two classes in the morning, so 8 o'clock and the 10 o'clock. So after the 10 o'clock class, part of their training will be actually that class. I was just going to do it for them, but I said, you
Mhm.
know what, let me just go ahead and open it up to everybody and let everybody get a chance to see what we're
Mhm.
teaching, what I'm teaching
Mhm.
people. So
Mhm. But yeah, like how, you're really into this. Like you're really into teaching.
yeah.
Like I don't know if you were you as into teaching when we were taking HTC together?
Yes, I've always been a teacher by nature. I've been teaching and coaching since I was able to learn something. So
Mhm.
anytime I learn anything, I teach it. I learn it to the point to where I'm very like successful at it, and then I teach it. So
Mhm.
everything I've done from real estate to martial arts to cooking, everything I learn,
Mhm.
I teach. So
How do you know you've gotten to that state yet where you're like, I know this like inside and
because
out.
I'm making money with it, very good
Uh,
money. Yeah, that's the easiest way. Anything you're
uh,
doing, or like martial arts, I'm one of the instructors, and I'm able to whoop everybody's ass that I need to.
oh, that's
So, yeah,
interesting.
when I first started, let me just give you an example. When I first started with the martial arts that I currently uh, maintain as my last martial art, Wing Chun. When I first went to their camp, we had a camp
Mhm.
one summer, and they had to, I was just starting, they had to move me with the instructors to do the sparring because I was beating up the regular students. And they were my main instructor, my Sifu. uh,
Mhm.
he came over and he said, John, you're going to be making people quit, man. You need to come over here and spar with the instructors, because I
Oh.
always could fight. I just didn't know the art. So
Oh.
they put me with the instructors, and I was whooping up on the instructors too. Because once again, it doesn't matter. See, the thing is, this same type of thing goes into closing. See, you could
Mhm.
have all this information, know
Mhm.
all these special things, and be able to speak very great. But if you
Mhm.
can't fight, you're still going to get your ass whooped.
Mhm.
And this is the same thing that goes in martial arts into closing. See, all these
Mhm.
guys who are talking to you.
Is that your mommy?
No, that's not my mommy. That's my sister. She
Oh.
she she kind of looks like my mama a little bit.
Oh God, I'm so much younger than him. I don't even know.
Yes, it's just your presence. Just you have an older presence about you.
It's a
Okay, go somewhere.
I can't tell because she's
What I
farther
did?
away.
No, I just told him I'm gonna come over there in about an hour. Whatever, Crystal. Go somewhere. I'm training. Well, you need to go somewhere because if I upset a young person, at what time? And he said he's gonna be ready for supper. Okay. Before supper, but I was making chili Fritos. Okay, we're gonna fix me something. Hurry up. Go ahead. Whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
So
you and your family
yeah.
are so
Well,
cute.
I'm in my hometown of Louisiana, visiting.
Oh.
So that's why I'm
You
here.
see Britney Spears?
No, she didn't talk to me. So, but yeah, so I'm visiting here, and I'll be leaving probably tomorrow afternoon to go visit some other people in Houston, and then I
Mhm.
fly out of Houston to go back to Utah. So
Dang, you're busy.
always traveling, always flying, and like once again, because I have total control of my time and my finances, so I don't
Uh-huh.
have to worry about be punching nobody's clock or none of that stuff. I do what I need to do wherever I'm at, long as there's internet. So
Uh-huh.
So like right now I'm in my sister's classroom. So she teaches school. So yeah,
Oh.
so I'm in her classroom down here.
Oh wow. Like
So
it's a full on with like
yeah,
desks
she
and
has
stuff.
another building over here too, across the way over here. So
Oh
she has,
dang.
yeah, she
What does
does
she teach?
school education, regular elementary and high school.
Like regular education, not like
Mhm.
I thought this was like a private class of like
Yeah, it is
tutoring.
private classes, but she is a real school. So she teaches she privately teaches school for kids.
Oh, is it like is it like wait, I know it's school, but like is it sort of like a tutoring thing
Mm-mm.
where
No, they actually graduate and get us diploma.
so she's registered under like the curriculum and stuff like that.
Yes. Mhm.
Dang.
So
Teaching
we're all
teaching
teachers.
seems dang. You guys are all like this is in your family, it's in your blood and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we do. So I've been teaching for a bit, but I've been focusing more myself. Like since I have now Ola and David working with me, it's easier. It
Mhm.
makes things a lot easier for me now. I can focus on other stuff because
Oh.
they focus on teaching the sales. So I still come in and teach the classes and do one-on-ones with people, but Ola and David pretty much manage the classes.
Oh, you mean like David Jang?
No, no, David Betts.
I don't think I know
Yeah,
him.
no problem. But he's one of the guys who he manages the boot camp, and then Ola manages the mentorship program.
Ola from HTC, is he the one that usually posts up all the random videos and stuff like that?
Possibly
Oh.
Ola Harris. So, but yeah, so yeah, we've just been growing, and I'm able to teach them more stuff now since they are able to do that, and
Mhm.
I can have a whole bunch of stuff I can teach people. It's just a matter of if I can't teach you one small thing, I can't give you nothing else. So uh, that's just how it goes. So, but
I
yeah.
think yeah, you do really well on the teaching part, and you're pretty. I think you summarize the steps pretty well. Because sometimes I'm listening to like when I've listened to HTC, I'm like, oh my god, can't you cut it down to like half an hour of seafood?
Well, see, the thing of it is this.
uh,
They're not giving you enough actual usable information. So in order for it to sound really good and you feel that you've paid money for something, they have to talk a lot. So even
yeah.
after you talk a whole bunch and you still didn't really get anything, now you kind of still feel, well, you know what, the classes were like 4 hours, but you didn't fucking learn nothing. You just
You
got a whole
have
bunch of information.
You have to learn the funny thing about HTC, it's strangely very deeply rooted in like Chinese culture. So there's a lot of like little nuances that you have to like listen in for. It's very subtle actually.
Mhm.
Like you do learn a bunch of different things, but you can't start from zero with HTC. Like you have
Mhm.
to have like previous business acumen
Mhm.
for it.
Well, I give you a good example for us. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you, it's no nuances, is no nothing.
Mhm.
First step is the opening questions.
Uh-huh.
Why do we do the opening questions? Well, the opening questions are for you to get the person that's first talking to you, get them
Mhm.
comfortable talking, and secondly, to identify the gym type. How do we
Mhm.
do that? We have a chart based on the strength of that person's voice and the energy. You section them off based on the strength of their tone. It's going to be either if they have a very strong voice, it's going to be ruby, sapphire. If it's a weaker tone, it's going to be uh,
Pearl.
pearl, emerald side. And then based on the energy, how much energy they give you, now you can separate that. So that chart allows you to find out. And then the third question in the opening questions allows you to listen for words to further identify the gym type. So,
Uh-huh.
what did you like best about the webinar? Or what did you like best about the website? Or what did you like best
Mhm.
about the whatever?
Mhm.
What they see and speak to you allows you to identify their personality based on what they say. So those
What
three,
they see and what? You
what
said
they see personally and what they speak allows
mhm.
you to see their thinking pattern.
Oh.
So basically, if a
So
person says, "Oh, well, I really like the how the program looks really organized and the seems like it's a step by step process and seems really detailed, and I can work with that." That's Emerald talk.
mhm,
I really like the support and help, and it seems like they'll really walk with me step by step through this and show me what to do. That's
mhm,
Pearl talk.
mhm,
Ruby talk is, yeah, I just want to, it seems like another good way to make some more income, to add additional streams of income, to further my skills, to build my business. That's Ruby talk. And
mhm.
then you have your Sapphire. Oh man, it seems like I can do this anywhere. I can use a phone. I can be in a hotel. I can be at the party. I can go anywhere and do this. So based on
Oh,
those words, you further identify the gym type. So see, this is no theory. This is no nuances. This is actual a step-by-step system that I
yeah.
give you to actually do this.
Yeah. Like you have keywords and notations to take up on, like this is like a sapphire, this is like a pearl, this is like emerald or
Yep.
ruby.
And
Yeah.
everything is like that, from the opening questions to the rapport, how we build rapport. There's a
Mhm.
sequence of building
Mhm.
rapport. Then the agenda, there's a reasoning for everything you do in the agenda. Then the pain digging sequence, the
Mhm.
replies that you're listening for, everything that you do, there's a reaction that you're supposed to get, that you know
Mhm.
that if you
Mhm.
don't get that reaction, that you need to do something else. So there's
Oh, okay.
everything, you know exactly how to do everything. So it's no
Mhm.
guesswork. It's no trying to read into it. It's no just theory. This is actually a structured conversation with a desired end. That's what a closing
Mhm.
call is.
Yeah. So you list so essentially you give in, like, I guess you do you give on like do you help your students with like keywords and stuff like that? This is like what a sapphire would like it
Yes.
generally would
Yep.
say and stuff
That's
like that,
part of the
or
documentation. So all that stuff is in the documents. So yep, you
oh,
get all
that's
that
interesting.
stuff. And so it's taught week by week. So you only get piece by piece, that way, because you have to learn it.
Oh
If you
yeah.
don't learn it, then there's no point in going to the next thing. So, and that's why you can't teach this stuff in those 6 weeks or 7 weeks. It takes a while. And so that's why the program itself is 12 weeks, but
Uh-huh.
you continue on in the program for 12 months.
Uh-huh.
So, because that
Yeah,
way
I can see that.
you have enough time to continue, because we do weekly questions and answers. So that way you can come back every week and say, hey, I was doing this and this happened, and we can fix it as we go.
Mhm. Yeah, you need to digest the material. I knew it wasn't that easy when I was taking the course. I was like, it's not quite as easy as people think it is. And then
Right.
I thought about how I'm like it's a lot bigger of a project than they make it seem,
Right.
because not only I just talked to somebody yesterday. I was hoping to do a role play, but it ended up being a little bit more of a casual conversation.
Hmm.
uh, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and then they were saying, "Oh yeah, they found they found an influencer, and they essentially thought they could coast, right?" And so they found an influencer, and this influencer apparently has a six figure, no, not six figure, $6,000 package, and he thought, oh, maybe I'll just sell like a bunch of those, and then I should be able to make my six figure income, right? But the problem is their influencer doesn't have their thingy together, like their marketing or their whatever the heck it is that they're
Right.
supposed to have, right? And they're only getting very little leads, meaning one lead per month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sir, you gotta drop that. But he doesn't drop it because he doesn't drop his influencer just because they have they have other things that they're prioritizing, right? So that was very interesting to learn. And then yeah, and essentially they told me like they coasted it. They didn't go and look for another influencer.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter if you so-called drop an influencer or not,
Hmm.
because just think of it this way: if you go and tell the influencer, hey, this is not enough, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to work with somebody else, what
Hmm.
happens 2 weeks later if they get their shit together?
Uh,
Yeah.
that's true, but it's like I wouldn't
what
say
what does
completely
it
drop.
hurt what does it hurt to have a still relationship with a person who gives you one lead a month, and then maybe after 2 or 3 months they get their shit together and you're still working with them?
You can still do that, but you can. I guess there's a way to tell them, like it's
What are you telling them?
mm,
Yeah,
like
it's no point in telling them nothing because
that's true.
it's no point. And this is a silly thing that, see, once again, these are silly things that people don't really understand, because
Hmm.
you've never done this before and you've
Hmm.
never worked with people. You don't cut ties with anybody, especially if they're trying to build, because once they build, if you're still there, you're there. If you go
Mhm.
tell the person, oh, I'm sorry, you're not doing enough for me right now. I need to go work with somebody else who's making money for me.
If you have, this is in theory that if you have a good relationship with them already, like if
Well, you should have a good relationship anytime you're working with anybody. At least that's the whole point. You have to
that
have a good
well,
relationship. If you don't, then what's the point? Now, and that's the thing for us. You build the relationship, and when you see the hunting, fishing, and farming, you see the difference of the relationship that's built. How I build relationships with people. This is
uh-huh.
why people call me up and say, "Hey, John, I got this guy. Um, he's a he has a product. He wants this. Can you work with him or find somebody else?" I get that once a week at least.
Mhm.
Somebody
Mhm.
referring somebody to me.
Mhm.
Even people who I've talked to and they say, well, right now we don't have all these things together, but if once we get these things together, we'll definitely get a hold of you. And I keep track of these people. Hey man, how are you doing? How's things going with your lead generation? Here's some tips. Here's some things I found out. And
Oh,
see,
you provide.
when I talk to a person, I give them way more stuff just on the phone with me. Most people can't do that because, once again, they don't have anything to give. They don't have anything of value. Only thing they know how to do is, in theory, kind of close. Whereas I am a marketing specialist. Uh, I am knowledgeable on lots of different businesses. So whoever I'm talking to, I can help you with your business, not just close.
Actually, I am curious about your opinion on this, John. Like, so, you don't necessarily like. Essentially, I have two sets of experiences on this, right? So obviously, I've had the good kind, I've had the bad kind. So essentially, I've had this situation essentially where like in one situation, I've kept relatively good relationships, but then it just turned sour because a lot of things just weren't working out. On They weren't working out with people, and it just turned into like a really bad environment. Whereas I've had good relationships where I've been able to maintain just because people, you know I don't know, they're in the right mindset, or they're relatively consistent people, right? But
Mhm.
whereas on the other end, where I didn't experience such a great type of relationship at the end, it was just like at the end I felt like there's a lot of bureaucratic nonsense, and
Mhm.
I couldn't be in that type of environment. Where I guess, how would you distinguish at which point in time where you should try and keep the relationship and don't burn the bridge, or like it's time to burn the bridge because this isn't really helping you, like helping you from an internal standpoint. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, for me, technically, I don't really try to burn bridges at all anytime.
Uh-huh.
Give you a great example. One of the clients I was working with, I didn't like how they
Mhm.
were proceeding in evaluating closers.
Mhm.
And I let them know, I said, right now, what you guys are doing, you're rating me and judging me based off of something I can't control.
Mhm.
I wish you guys the best of luck, but right now, that pressure that you guys are putting on me, that's not something that I I need to have right now. So I wish you guys the best of luck. Continue doing everything you're doing. Awesome. You're doing great. I still believe in the product. I just choose not to work in this environment right now. Everything was great. We left.
Oh.
Another thing came up later.
Uh-huh.
We re-engaged and they said, hey John, can you do this? And I was like, yeah, I could put together a team to do that for you. And they said, great, here's these 4,000 people, start working that for me. So
Uh-huh.
because I didn't leave that relationship in a negative way,
Mhm.
the relationship is still there.
Mhm.
So even if I decide to part companies, I'm still not going to do it in a bad way. Even if I don't like what you're doing, I'm still going to say, hey,
Ah.
right now, this is not a good environment for me. The pressure you guys are putting on me is not warranted for what I do. And, but I still believe in your product. I still believe in what you're doing. I just can't be in this environment right now. And so, and I
Oh.
just left parted companies.
That's very, like, how do you say? It's very, very professional and also very grown up. It's a
Yeah,
very
that's pretty much how you do it. And so, once again, even if I'm not working with you, we still have a decent relationship. I still keep in contact with folks. Anytime folks that I've had even issues with, they pop up on Facebook. I say, "Hey, how you doing? How's things going?" And people have come back to me who are really shitty to me. They come back.
Damn.
They come back to me and go, "Hey, man, how you doing? Great. Just checking on you. Da, da. No problem. Because once again, I didn't do anything shitty to you.
Is it awkward though? Like, when they
No,
come up to you and then you're like, what do you, don't you
not
feel
so
like,
much.
what do you
Because
want?
see, the thing of it is this: when people are shitty, they know they are, and especially if you didn't do anything, they know that they were wrong. Thing of it with most of these people, they still continue to see me doing stuff. So
Ah,
when they see me doing good and posting great shit, in their minds they're going, "Oh man, I should have stuck with this dude." And
oh,
that's one of the reasons I know they come back. Hey, how's everything going? Awesome. Just like when people say, "Oh, John, they put you on the watch list." I'm not dissing HTC. I'm not going on making a rant video about how I hate Dan Locke and all. I don't need to do that.
yeah.
I just keep moving.
Hmm.
So when people say, "Oh man, why you got kicked out?" I don't know. I didn't talk to them. I just figure it's because I'm teaching,
Hmm.
and what I'm teaching is different maybe than what they're teaching, or maybe I don't know. I don't care about them. It does not affect my wallet.
Hmm.
So if it doesn't affect my wallet, it doesn't affect my life.
It's just, I don't know. It just seems somewhat, how do you say, petty? Like they, like, seems like they kicked you out for no reason. And
But
I'm
see,
like, oh, and they're
that's
on a watch
them.
list.
See, and like I said, for that's them. That's their problem. And see what they're doing is actually pushing people to me,
Uh-huh.
because people now wondering, well, why the hell they put this guy on the list? Why am I on there with Team Live Rich, Kayvon, all of these guys? I know all these guys.
Hmm.
I've talked to these guys already. Why am
Oh
I on
yeah.
that same list? And so it's I only thing I could think of is because once again, I am teaching something that is
They're not
not
doing.
they're not doing. So if people actually listen to and follow what I'm doing, they actually see, well, damn, why did I pay this and I still don't know how to do shit? And I can go over here and actually learn how to do something.
So because some people want some people want the fluff, and then you
Well,
and I are just like, let's get right to the good part. Like, just
see,
give
for
me
me,
the
like I
30.
said, I was hoping I take a lot of classes. I spend probably about $20,000 a minimum a year on
Holy crap.
education, always. So
Uh-huh.
for me, taking HTC wasn't a big leap. I just was hoping that I was going to get some new sales stuff, and I did. I picked up some pieces, met some new people, and I keep moving.
Uh-huh.
So for me, that was just my whole mindset of it. It's nothing that, like I said, I don't have anything against Stan Locke. I understand his hustle. I
Oh
understand
yeah,
what he's
no,
doing.
I get it.
I
Like, it's
see
not.
it completely. So I
Mhm.
don't have any issue, but they have an issue now because the people are seeing what I'm doing. Same thing they're seeing what Kayvon's doing and Team Live Rich, and it's apart from HTC. So they
Mhm.
can't have that because now the people who are in their system, see, because the people in their system, that's their funnel.
Mhm.
That's their fishing pond. So
Yeah.
every time they come up with a new product or a new service, they're going to
Mhm.
pitch it to those people. And if those people still don't believe in them, then they're
Yeah.
not going to buy. So I understand what they're doing. They're protecting their stuff. But like I said, don't bother me at all. I just keep moving.
Yeah. Like, well, it's weird because it's impossible to keep people from learning new stuff, because it sounds like they're keeping people from learning new stuff.
Well,
That's the
why do you
weird
think
part.
they say empty your cup? Don't go watch anybody else's videos. Only watch Dan's videos. Only role play with us. They're basically making a cult to where
Well,
they don't want
we
you.
talked about this
Yeah,
last,
remember,
and I'm like,
you're
oh,
listening to this guy's voice to put you to sleep.
yeah.
So that becomes godlike when he speaks.
I don't know about God like to, well, not
Now,
to
but not
me.
to you, but you can see these diehard guys who will, oh, Sifu's done this for me. Sifu's done this for me. Really? How much money are you making right now? Well, I'm not closing for anybody right now, but he's changed my life. How? You're still not making any fucking money. No matter what your
Eh,
mindset has changed to, it still hasn't changed
yeah.
to something that's making you money.
You're like, he needs to change this mindset to dollar sign.
Yeah,
Dollar.
you need to change your mindset to some money making mindset. So anyway, so yeah, let's do a little role play here before, like I said, I gotta
Oh,
pop over and go hang out with my dad for a bit. But
Oh, okay.
but yeah, so let's
Uh,
see where your
yeah.
verbal ninjutsu is at this point.
I will try to give you my best verbal ninjas. As best as I can possibly can.
No problem.
Um, so let's see here. So wait, you're supposed to call me, right?
Yeah. So
Right.
I'm gonna put my video down because I still like to be able to see your reaction, so I can know if you're stuck or something. Uh,
No, but I have to see. I have to see
you
you.
don't
I
see
want to
people on the
see.
calls.
I I need to get I need to get used to like video calls and showing my face, and also like I think you're the only person I've shown my face to without makeup too, so I'm less shy about
Well, that's okay. You're still
that.
gorgeous. It's fine.
I
So
don't I don't know. I did I tell you at like what is it? I feel very weird because at CIB while I was there. So like I thought so you have like the ladies needed 3 outfits. I hate you guys because you only need one outfit. So the ladies need 3 outfits, and I am so I thought it was like black tie day on like the first day, right? So I wear all black and stuff like that. But all the ladies came in all their gorgeous gowns and stuff. I was just like, what the heck is happening? This isn't black tie. Because
right.
I came in like a business suit, right? So I came in
Mhm.
business suit, like I came in like pants and stuff like that. And then all the ladies came in like their giant ball gowns or whatever the heck it is, right? So they were like they were bougied up to the max, right? So second day I come again, still in black tie, but this time like with like a little dress or skirt, but I could still walk in, right? So
Mhm.
the ladies dial it down a little bit, right? Ladies dial it down a little bit, and then on the third day and final day, like I dressied up, right, with like a real dress and stuff like that I couldn't walk in. And all the ladies like toned it down like a lot, right? So third day, no, like essentially almost nobody gives a squat. But I and I only found this out like much later on that but then I suddenly for some reason on the first 2 days I was apparently invisible, but on the third day everybody was
Everybody
like,
knew you.
like everybody like want to take a picture, CL, like let's do
Yeah.
this there, and like and this is not just guys, this is like the girls as well.
Yeah.
The girls are also like, want to take a picture, CL? And then and also one of the fellow sisters said they're like, oh my god, you look so nice, you're like so much better than the last 2 days. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, what the hell was I wearing the last 2 days that it's like that would prompt this type of reaction? And I'm like, I didn't think what I was wearing should be out of the ordinary. And it's weird because I think from like a psychological standpoint, I'm like, what am I actually being judged on, right?
Well, see,
And
the
it
thing
was
of it was, once again, you were the bright star in the dark room at that point. Because see,
uh-huh.
on the first day, everybody was all dressy and shiny.
Yeah.
So now you being the dark horse is like you stand out for that reason. Everybody else is normal. That's why everybody
Yeah.
else, they didn't do pictures because everybody was doing it. But now on the
Uh-huh.
last day, you shine and everybody else is crappy looking, just regular. And so now it's like, oh wow, here's this lady. Who is this? What is she doing? She must be getting something, special because she looks different than everybody.
I got the I thought you're supposed to save the best for last. That's always been my type of mind frame. I thought you're supposed to like, bring out the best for the finale, right?
Right.
And then but apparently I did not know this because other people told me, and I would like your opinion on this too because I actually don't know this on how regular people think. So like everybody apparently dressed up very well on the first day because you're making first impressions, right? And I'm like, okay, and but apparently saved that for last. Like
Right.
I went like this, everybody went like.
Yeah.
And out of your personal opinion, I know that you're a guy, but like are you supposed to like lay it all out there on the first day because it seems like there's nothing more to see or more to explore about this person after the first day, it seems like.
Well, for me, I try to be consistent, and usually
Mhm,
if it's like a ball, if there's anything dealing with like a dinner, then usually
mhm,
that's where everybody usually dresses up, you know.
mhm,
And so coming in, of course, and unless they're like if they're announcing people, then
mhm.
that's different. See, like
Mhm.
now on your first day, if they're announcing people, yes. So to me, it would be like a high, middle, back high.
Uh-huh.
Something.
Oh, okay. That's
So
interesting.
I can see coming in okay on the first day, like, yeah, here I am, and everybody, because everybody's going to be doing it. And then on
Yeah.
that last day, you just really want to blast because everybody's like, wow, the last thing they remember of you is like, yeah, we
Blah.
remember such and such, because they're going to remember the last time, truthfully. Because see,
Mhm.
that's a confined environment. It's
Mhm.
a
Yeah,
see,
it is.
it's a
It is.
different scenario. See, if you're just going to be running, meeting somebody for one day and then never seeing them again, it's different. But see, if you're
Yeah.
going to be seeing people for 2, 3 days, I mean, that last day they see you, that's what they're going to remember, especially if they talk
Sweet.
to you.
I had I had more people just like wanting to come up to me, and also apparently they were eyeing me. And then like another friend was saying they're like, yeah, I would totally hit on you.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean,
They're like,
you
I'm like, and I'm like, and I asked them, I'm like, what about the last 2 days? Like, am I invisible here? The last 2 days, either, but they told me apparently, like the first 2 days, they're like, wasn't sure, like he was saying, like, truthfully, what you looked like, I wasn't sure if I should talk to you or not talk to you, and
you
I'm
look
like,
look very serious.
well, it's just weird because I'm like, I don't think I was dressed inappropriately. I dressed in like a business suit, right?
Right.
Because it's all businessy. And the last day, it's more like, I wouldn't say it's a little more of like a party day, but like it's a little more loosey goosey. But also, you also want to bring. I feel like it's a little bit your best dress because
Right.
you're hanging out with people. I know. I told you, I bring the finale for the finale, right?
Right. I bet you
So,
they're going to be some differences in people's dress for next year, though,
oh,
because they're going to be like, hey, we got to make sure we match up with Ciel. Ciel.
oh, I doubt that. I'm not going to the next one. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
2021. Like I'm not going to the next one just because I'm just like I've been there. I've been like okay, whatever. And
Yeah.
also, there's too many people there for you to actually like meet because you don't know anybody, right? So or
Hmm.
like a select few people,
Right.
and then I met the select few people and or some more people that I made connections with, but you can't actually the given time frame, it's too little of a time to actually get to know anybody, right? And then
Right.
like a few people I know, like they shook hands and did the greetings of like with several hundred people, but how many of them will you actually know, right? And I'm the
Right.
type of person who like I'm like I'll take the select few people and get to know them because like because one of the problems was like for example they did round tables, so like it's almost like essentially like little mini masterminds, right? Or like
Right.
in the big room. So, and people had to pick where they wanted to go to. But the another problem was like, A, I couldn't hear the speaker, and people too were crowding around too much, and then also there was nowhere to sit, right? So eventually. I got frustrated with that. I'm like, okay, I can't hear any of these people talk, like any of the leaders talk, and even if they are giving like super great value, I really can't hear them. And also, everybody's crowding around, so that's not my scene. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I really should be paying attention to one of these leaders, but I can't because I can't hear any of them, right? And so I ended up spending time with like two other people that I got to know relatively well, and we were chatting. So I was like, and I thought to myself, oh, like this is a lot better than trying to retain information that I probably won't be able to retain anyways, right? And I'm actually getting to know them, and I'm networking a little bit better, and it's a little bit more intimate. Whereas everybody else is just like, I'm just gonna keep scribbling away all these
Right.
notes that I'm probably not going to use.
Pretty much. So
So yeah, it was very fascinating on that point. But yeah, I think it was a I think it was a good experience. Information wise, it's not like wow, it wasn't anything new to, relatively, but it was good for networking. Oh, it's also good to see Dan Pena though. That was like the creme de la creme of the entire thing for me.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dan Pena. So
yeah.
$1 billion man. All right. So ring
Oh yeah.
ring.
Ring. Oh, uh, hello, CL speaking. Even though I can see you. Hello, CL speaking.
Hi,
And who am I
Cecile.
speaking to?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is John.
hi, John. Oh, cripes. I'm supposed to do something. Sorry. I'm
Close.
sorry. Sorry. Um, hi, John. How's it going today?
Another day in paradise.
Oh, awesome. And so, John, usually when people get on a call with me, there's a few things they want to know or that's on their minds, such as, who I am, what I do, and how I can help them. Are these some of the questions that you have on your mind today?
No,
No? Oh, okay. So how can I help you, John?
I'm trying to get some more information about the program and how I can get started in the program.
Oh, okay. And uh, if you don't mind, John, how about if I crap. Possible play. I stuttered. I stuttered. um, uh, sorry. Resume role play. So, John, if you don't mind me asking you a few questions, I'd like to get to know you a little bit better so that we can see if the program is a good fit for you or you're a good fit for the program.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, cool. So, John, whereabouts are you located?
I live in Utah, Vernal, Utah.
Utah.
Mhm.
Sorry, Birmingham.
Vernal,
Vernal.
Vernal, yep, Vernal.
Oh,
Mhm.
Vernal, Utah. Cool. And what's it like there?
All right, right now it's starting to get cold, but it's a small town surrounded by mountains and beautiful place. Just a nice little small quaint town.
Cool. And you like it there in Vernal, Utah?
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. And what do you do regularly?
I work for a family business right now at the farm.
Oh, okay. And what do you do at your farm? What's your job title or what kind of responsibilities do you have?
Pretty much everything that's needed, from feeding the animals, buying animals, slaughtering the animals, taking care of everything, the equipment, and just pretty much everything that's needed. Just a regular farmhand, I guess you would say.
Okay. And what made you decide to hop on this call with me today
Well,
to join
just
our
looking to
program?
try to do something a little different, while I'm still young.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to see about some other different ways to earn some income and eventually, maybe be able to hire out somebody else to take over my part in the farm, and that way I can, focus on doing some other things.
Oh, okay. And when did you start? I guess considering that.
Um, I, I don't know, since I was a kid, pretty much.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like here, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you don't want to work on the farm anymore.
Well, I really never really wanted to work on a farm. I mean, it just was what you grew up doing, and so I'm just continuing doing what's necessary right now. So
Mm-hmm. And wait, pause role play. What am I? I'm selling HTC to you or some kind of program, right? Like,
yeah, I guess it'd be
yeah,
ACC.
I can sell your program for the boss marketing program. Or like the boss.
Mhm.
I'm gonna sell. I'll insert your program so it's a little bit more relevant.
Well,
So
just do the HCC because I'm trying to learn the skill so I can make some money. So it's fine.
no,
Sell,
no,
sell.
no. We're gonna do the boss so we can learn more skills.
Okay.
We can
Well,
learn more practical skills that's applicable in the real world.
okay.
So okay, crap. Where was I? Resume roleplay.
Mhm.
What made you decide to hop on a call with me today in regards to the boss marketing program?
Well, I was looking online and stuff, and I saw a couple of different videos, and one of I guess John's videos popped up and was talking about, you know, learning how to actually um, do online sales, and being a professional salesman. You can do that anywhere, just as long as you have a phone. And so
Uh-huh.
I thought it was pretty interesting, and I watched a couple of the videos and stuff, and it had a link to another video that showed, the kind of uh, I think the breakdown of how the program works, and then you could book a call. So yeah,
Hmm.
I booked a call.
Oh, okay. And so John, what is your pause role play? Should I still be calling you John since it's your program? No,
That's
I should
fine.
call. Okay. Resume role play. So John, and what were you what were you hoping to I guess achieve with the program?
Well, like to learn how to do that, this professional, closing, the sales closing, and then maybe be able to do that, in my spare time, and make some income, and hopefully earn enough to, be able to support myself, and then, hopefully, like I said, step out of the farming side, and maybe I can hire somebody else to take my spot, and yeah, I can, do some other things I really want to do, pursue some other things.
And John, how much like how much income did you want to like what was your goal for income? Like what was your goal of like prior to like talking to me before about like wanting to make with the skill sets that you learned from this course? Like what
Mhm.
was their goal for that?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm not really greedy. I think, making anywhere from, 70,000 or up would be really normal. So I would just like to be able to make that on a regular basis. And then
Hmm.
I could, like I said, focus on doing some other things with my life, while I'm still young and still got time. And, but that way I still can hire someone else to take care of my position here on the farm.
Hmm. And so you want to make at least $70,000 a year, is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, just that's just my regular working salary, so I think that would be fine.
Okay. And what would you, I guess, what would 70,000 be able to get you?
Like, what does that mean?
So in like if, when you make $70,000, like what would like what did you um uh what would what would 70,000 making $70,000 mean to you?
Well, like I said, I'd be able to hire somebody else to take my part here
Mhm.
on the farm, and then I could, pursue some other things and still
Mhm.
have an income to live off of.
Mhm. And what other things are were you looking to pursue? Like if say for instance you were able to earn that $70,000 income right now, what other things did you want to pursue uh forwards on?
Mhm. Well, I mean, I like to travel. I like to be able to travel. I haven't really been able to. I've been doing a lot of work here at in the community, and I would like to really be able to go out and work, you know, with other communities overseas or something that are having issues, and yeah, just something I really want to, put some of my time and effort and knowledge into helping other communities. I
Mhm.
saw this one program where they're actually going out to these foreign countries and helping people to learn how to farm and learn how to raise animals and things. And so I really like to look in doing something like that.
So you essentially wanna like you wanna be able to make this income so you can help more communities and you can like you can help minimum your family, like your own farm, as well as other communities around, and including and also doing pursuing things that you want, such as travel.
Yeah,
Did I get that correct?
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And in like I guess what's so your situation right now essentially is uh you're not it doesn't sound like you're dissatisfied working on a farm but but you want to seek other opportunities is that where I guess is that your situation right now?
Pretty much.
Okay. And I guess what's stopping you from reaching that goal, as you are right now? Like cuz it sounds like you like on a farm I don't think you I feel like you make a pretty decent income already. I guess why can't you pursue these things uh oh shoot, pause role play. I'm getting stuck on here. So I feel like just based on the situation you told me right now is essentially you're working you're stuck in a place where you don't want to be, not necessarily don't want to be, but you're like you could be better is what I'm hearing. Is that correct?
No, not really. Not better. It's just different. Something that you want to do.
Different. Oh, okay. Um let me think about this. Give me 2 seconds. um gosh darn, why are you such a hard pearl, John?
Just being real.
You're being such a hard pearl. Um,
Just being realistic.
okay. And so resume role play. Um so say for so John, say for instance that you enrolled in the boss marketing program today, and say our instructor John Clement could help you achieve those goals. What would that mean to you?
Well, I mean, if I could, make the money I need to make and then hire someone else, I guess I would be able to, go out and do some of those other things that I want to do.
Okay, and um I guess, how do you feel if you weren't able to achieve that goal?
Well, I mean, I would get it done eventually. It's just right
Mhm.
now, like I said, I'm just looking to see if this will be something that can help me to do that.
Oh, okay. So you want to potentially enroll. You want to enroll in this program so it could accelerate that process faster.
Well, it could be something that'll help let it happen. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. And on a from like I guess from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how committed are you to that goal?
Committed to, like, what does that mean though? Committed, like,
Committed to achieving that goal of, and you said you wanted to make $70,000 within a year, $70,000 a year, and through closing, and then so that you can potentially hire somebody to work on your farm without you personally attending it to yourself, and so that you can also pursue other things such as travel, as well as helping other less less uh, opportunistic communities so that they can also like learn how to farm as well. So how committed are you to achieving that goal
I
from
mean,
one to 10?
well, I really want to do it. I just don't know, when it'll happen. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to rush things and then, stuff doesn't work out like it should. So, I mean, I just got to find the right thing that'll work. And
Uh-huh.
that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Have the previous things you've been trying not working?
Well, I mean, I haven't really done anything really right now because everything just kind of sounds, really nice, but I can't afford to, like I said, mess this up, because this is, our family farm, and I can't all of a sudden just stop doing what I'm doing or take all my money and put it towards something that might not work out. So I
Mm-hmm.
just really just kind of looking into it right now. So
Okay. So it's John, it sounds to me that you're unsure of um uh N not I would say it sounds to me that you're unsure of not only, like, the program, but also unsure if you yourself can actually um, be able to make that goal happen. Is that, uh am I guess, am I getting that right here?
somewhat. I mean, I really don't know exactly what's involved in the program itself or what exactly I'll learn. So I'm pretty sure if I put my mind to whatever, I'll be successful. It's just a matter of finding, something that I think will really work or not. So,
Okay. And John, what, is your definition of what you think will really work?
well, I mean, hopefully it works for some other folks, and yeah, I'd have to, really get a little bit more information um, about, what everything that's, how it works, and if there's any guarantee for stuff like that, or you know just see some more people who've already is worked for them. Is there any
Mhm.
other people kind of like in my situation is worked for.
Mhm. So you're essentially looking for a guarantee.
Not so much a guarantee, but I mean most things that work, they kind of guarantee, because they know their stuff works.
Oh, okay. So, um, mm, pause role play. John,
Hmm.
can you walk me through this? Because I feel like and I don't really want to say like the regular HTC line because it's just like it bothers me a little bit. It's like a right line, but it's like a wrong line at
Hmm.
the same time. It's because like the regular HTC line would be, oh, and you're like guarantees, what kind of guarantee you're looking for, and then
Mhm.
um, they go into uh, what was it? They're like, like, do other people's results do other people's results represent your results, right?
Mhm.
And then there's also like, then they get into like, I think it's like three things, and it's like testimonials, or like, if you show me
Mhm.
testimonials and like, blah blah blah,
Right.
like how you got.
Well,
So
it's
that's like
harder
that's
for
what
me
they
to
try to do.
yeah, it's harder for me to kind of help you through where you are right now because really you're kind of for
All
me
over the
it's
place.
yeah. So let's do this. Let's switch. I'll do a roll. I'll do the closing, and then I'll stop at a certain point, and now we'll walk back, and I'll show you what happened.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because that way, because see what the difference between what I do and what you do is there's really no kind of structure to what you
Mhm,
do, so it
mhm.
can go all over, and you got to think about a lot about what to do next because you really don't know how it's gonna go.
I forgot to set the agenda with you. Oh God.
That too, but see, even the agenda doesn't really keep you in track. So when you see what I do, then
Uh-huh.
we'll talk about that. So we'll stop
Oh,
like right around in the pain area. So calling me up,
oh,
we'll do HTC, make it easier.
oh, okay. Ring ring.
Hi, this is John with HTC. How can I help you?
Hi, John. This is Ciel speaking. How are you doing today?
I'm awesome, Ciel. I'm glad. Let me check. Yeah, I thank you for calling on time. A lot of folks don't, so I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much. John, I had an appointment with you,
Hmm.
but I just have like a few things I want to know about HTC.
Exactly. Hmm.
And like, say for instance, like how much does like the program
Right.
cost?
Hmm.
How much how much work does it really require, and
Right.
how much I guess like, is it like really live?
Hmm.
And like, there's a bunch of questions I asked, but
Yeah,
like I'm
I
sure you'll
understand that. Yeah, there's like 1,000 questions that most folks come on the call with, and that's why I like coming on the calls with you guys to make sure you get all that answered, and we'll knock all those things out in the process of the call. So for me, CL, how did you actually find out about us first? How did you find out about our program?
So I started originally, like, I was looking for, I wasn't really looking for a program at that point in time. I was
Hmm.
just looking for some answers, or somebody who can guide me a little bit more, or give
Uh-huh.
me a little bit more clarity in some sense, because I wasn't having I was experiencing some, I guess, I guess, some confusion in my life and
Hmm.
where I'm going and whatnot.
Right.
So then I went online. I went on YouTube. I started off like everybody else, looking at the Tony Robbins videos,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then and then eventually from Tony Robbins, and then going on to like a bunch of other different people, and then I just eventually stumbled on like Dan Lok, right?
Right.
And I stumbled on Dan Lok and Dan Pena, and
Hmm.
then I watched his videos, and my initial impression was just like, oh, who is this? Like,
Right.
who is this like Asian dude?
I
That
got you.
who's the Asian dude in the car talking talking English with with an accent and teaching people random things.
Hmm.
So I looked at his videos, and I thought, I eventually found that his content's pretty useful.
Right. Hmm.
And I also stumbled on Dan Pena, so even more useful content. And but Dan always talked about stuff like closing, and I
Hmm.
didn't know what he was talking about.
Right.
And eventually, when I figured maybe I should just call you guys and get a faster answer instead of just waiting for him to like define the answer on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to know what closing is, or what this skill is that's able to make you $10,000 a month, as he claims.
Hmm.
So I want to know what that is, and I guess how do I get that? Yeah.
Right, right. I understand. There's a lot of information. Dan has so many videos out there. He's on Facebook, he's on YouTube, he's on Instagram. So
Yeah.
you found some of the things. So when you said, you're trying to figure this out, get some more information about it, what exactly about what you saw so far caught your attention and really made you book this call?
Um, I saw so much information on it, but the problem was he never tells you what closing is.
Hmm.
Like, it just sounds like a made up word,
Right.
like online, and I've never heard of it before. And then I was like, kept on thinking to myself, I'm like, does he mean sales? Because if he
Hmm.
just says sales, I'll know what it is, and then I'm like sure I'll buy it, right? Like you
Right.
just tell me sales course, right? So like that's different. But he kept on using the word closing, and it's like
Hmm.
not sales. I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't know about that.
Got you.
So I
Yeah, and see, like I said, you sound like a very intelligent lady, and it is exactly what you're saying. Closing is kind of a part of sales, but it's actually a specific part because when you
uh-huh,
first initially talk to a person, give them information about something, see if there's a need, and then that part at the end is really what we call the close. So
uh-huh,
the what the skills he's teaching is actually the closing part, which is a part of sales. So you hit that right on the head, and that's
uh-huh.
what he's really focusing on, making sure those skills that you have is very, very good and you're able to close more deals, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it does.
So, Sil, before we jump right deep into the program and I really start talking to you about what we're going to teach, tell me a little bit more about you. Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
So well, John, what does telling me about myself have to do with the program?
Well, we have different people come in for different reasons, and we don't let everyone into the program. So I just kind of got to get a little background about you so I can really make a good evaluation of where you are now, where you're trying to go, and if that really fits with our program. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. Yes, it does. But I guess how come you guys don't let everybody in the program?
Well, once again, Dan works with a lot of people, but these people actually have to be really committed to accomplish their goals themselves.
Hmm.
So what we do is on these calls, we make sure once again of what your commitment level and what your desire is to see if that's a fit with what we're doing. Because once again, we don't want to have everybody coming in, taking all the time and all the spots and not really achieving anything because everybody wants to do something and change their life until it's time to do it, right?
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
what we're looking for right now is people who are actually ready to move because we have the system to move with them. And that's why
Uh,
we do these calls. So, I mean, what about far as your job? What are you doing right now? And how long you been doing that?
so I work in marketing. I've been doing it for quite a long time, so
Okay.
like a good number of years, and I just want to move on from that just because I'm not experiencing much growth at this point in time.
Hmm.
It's just a lot of like the same old. So
Right.
I really want more growth in my life at this point. So it's
Hmm.
just, when you plateau, you don't know where to go. So it's like,
Right.
where do I go from here?
Yeah, I can understand that. And I see just you knowing that you've plateaued and looking for something else, that just really shows how, intelligent you are right now that you need to make that shift, make that move. Some people wait till it's too late
Uh-huh.
and they don't do anything. What about family, husband, boyfriend, kids, anything like that?
Oh, do I have any of those?
Yeah.
Oh, I have my immediate family.
Hmm.
I don't have a boyfriend.
Okay.
So no boyfriend equals no husband.
Okay. So are you single,
Yeah.
single and stalking, or you're single and cool?
I'm single and cool.
Okay.
Single and stalking's kind of creepy. Like
Yeah.
ladies don't do that, or ladies are
Ladies
like
don't do
this
that.
this
Okay.
this lady doesn't do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
Is that a
so
thing to say? Single and stalking? Is that
y-
what you do, John? Single and stalking?
no, I deal with a lot of people. I hear a lot of different stories. So I just like to ask the question to see where you're at right now. So if you're single and cool, that's awesome. Single and stalking, that would, be a little creepy for me too, but I always ask the question.
Oh.
So, Seal, here's how the call's going to go. I'm going to ask you a few more questions. I'm going to give
Mhm.
you all the information about our program and answer all of your questions. And if
Mhm.
what you hear is a good fit for you and what you give me is a good fit for us, it should be a yes. We move forward in the program. Everything will be awesome. Or if it's not a good fit for you, or something like I said you don't qualify for, or something that really doesn't work for both of us, it's perfectly okay to tell me no. I'll support you in whatever decision you make. But see,
Mhm.
what we don't want to do is kind of waste each other's time. And I know
Yeah.
you're busy, I'm busy, and I don't know. Let me think about it. Let me talk to the wife. Those are our husband. Those are really nice ways to tell me no. I'm a big
Mhm.
boy. I could take a no. So if
Oh.
I give you all the information, answer all of your questions here, can we make a small agreement to get a solid yes or no at the end? Would that be fair?
Yeah, that'd be fair, brother. That'd be
Okay.
fair.
Okay. So why are you looking into learning this skill, and why now? I mean, what's really going on?
Uh, so the question was, why am I looking to learn this skill and why now?
Yeah,
Is that
what's going on?
so like I told you previously, like I worked in marketing and I've just plateaued because all these I'm not experiencing any growth in it. It's always the same old. And even if you get like a better title or better job title, you're still doing the same nonsense. Maybe your salary or whatever the heck it is will increase just a little bit, but it's not uh you're not getting anywhere. You're still in the little like hamster wheel there.
Hmm.
So I'm like to move beyond the hamster wheel and get somewhere where I can grow, where I can do more, right? It's
Hmm.
like just because I can do it right now and I probably can like do whatever I'm doing like with my eyes closed, it doesn't mean I should continue to do it just because it's not fulfilling me from an internal
Right.
standpoint, right? And like why now is because I feel that more so right now as opposed to before. Whereas like when I first started marketing, it used to be like new and fresh and we'll be like, whoa, everything's so
Yeah.
cool. But now it's like, oh God. Oh
Gotcha.
God. Like still like the same nonsense over and over again. It doesn't, there's nothing fresh. You don't look at
Hmm.
the same stuff with like shiny new eyes. You'll see like the new people that come on board. They'll be like, oh my God, this is so cool. Now I'm just
Right.
like, oh God, this is so cool.
Yeah, I got you.
uh,
So,
so
mhm,
it's like I want to move up essentially, right? And
mhm,
haven't been sure how to. So essentially, when I looked at Dan's videos, it seemed like I don't know what it is, but there was something that fascinated me about it.
mhm.
So the idea intrigued me at least.
Gotcha. And I heard you say a couple of words, you wanting to have more growth and, to be fulfilled. I mean, what would that look like to you? Explain that to me a little bit more, for you growing and being fulfilled.
Like growing and fulfilled. Like I guess you want a definition of what that looks like to me.
Yeah, if that's what you're looking for, what is, kind of describe that to me so I can kind of know if that's something that we can actually really help you to get to.
I want obviously more income, but everybody wants more income, so that's
Right.
not a very good descriptor, right? So I like obviously I want more income. I would also want more time in doing the stuff I want. Like I want to work. I still want to work because I don't believe in like like
Hmm.
not working. So I want to work, but I guess in a more efficient manner where I'm like I can work less but still produce more. And
Hmm.
then I don't because also want to make time to do other things that I want to do. Like I want to go on like vacation sometimes. I want to
Hmm.
just explore stuff, hang with my friends, not be stressed out. Not be answering marketing calls in the middle of the night where it's like, oh my god, some bomb just went off and we gotta
Hmm.
take care of it in the morning, et cetera, right?
Hmm.
So I don't really want to be a slave to my job. I want to be able to work it, but work in the manner where it's not the job owns me. I'm supposed to own the job, right?
Hmm.
Like you're supposed to own it's like how some business owners get trapped in their own business, right? Like they
Hmm.
live, eat, and breathe their business, right? And it's not that I don't want to, but I don't want to in the manner of where I can't even get anything else done. And that would fulfill me in life, just like hanging out with friends, family, and then also taking on some vacation time and also having some time to reflect on myself and how to grow. Because sometimes, say for instance, in my marketing position, essentially like you get so busy that you don't have time to reflect, and then like several years go by and you're like, oh my god, I didn't have time to even reflect on see what I'm doing or what I'm doing wrong or like how I can be better, right? And I probably plateaued for a while, but I guess I was so busy and I was like, I didn't get enough sleep to like actually like figure this out. I just keep going, right? So
Hmm.
you're in a little bit like in a limbo and you're a little bit in denial. You're like, oh yeah, you're like, this is cool. I'm making money. And but you also come to the thought of like, oh, what if I didn't make this money? Or like, what if I didn't make this money? So I got to keep my job still, right? But
Hmm.
you also want to move up, but you're like, but where do I move to? Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, sounds like a lot of things are going on with you right now. You're trying to get to a conclusion of where to go. Um, but
Yeah.
what right now for you would say be the most important thing? I mean, and that most important thing sounds a little bit more like that the time that you're wasting or the time that you're not actually getting. So why is it important to you right now really to be more in control of that time and to really make, I guess, more efficient use of that time that you're having right now?
It's because I don't want to spend the rest of my youth like growing old and just being at a job. I want to actually live out some of my youth where it's like I've had experiences. Like I told you, I don't have a boyfriend. No,
Hmm.
well, no boyfriend equal no husband, and
Hmm.
I'm not single and stalking. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, like I don't even have time for that, just because I'm so like career oriented and
Hmm.
driven in that way. I don't even have time to like. I don't have time to stalk John. I don't have time.
Hmm.
Like I'm single and cool, but given the current circumstances, I don't even have time to stalk anybody.
Yeah, I can understand that. And you look at some people, as they go through life, they get so caught up in their career and
Yeah,
focusing on that they forget, to actually live. And
yeah,
then you get towards those, 40s, 50s, and you look back and wow, I've wasted so much time, didn't get to do so many things I wanted to
yeah,
do, and what do I do now? You know,
yeah,
and I mean, let's say, CO, you don't do anything different. Let's say you don't work with Dan
yeah,
in the program, and you continue working this job that not fulfilling to you, not allowing you to do the things you want, not allowing you to grow. You're never able really to start, fulfilling your life and doing the things that you really want to do and progressing. And next thing you know, you look up and you're, 45, 50, and
oh
you
god.
you still hadn't touched any of those things. What would that look like in the next, 5, 10 years down the road in your life?
I'm really exactly like you described. Oh, that's terrible. Oh
Now,
god.
now, is that what you want though?
Not really. Would that be what you want,
Well,
John? Alone and old.
alone and old. So, so see, I got you. I understand exactly because some people don't come to this realization till a long time, but you have. So let's say we do accept you into the program, and
Hmm.
Dan is able to show you how to get this new skill to allow you to grow personally like you want. You develop all
Hmm.
these different skills to allow you now to start buying back some of that time, getting the
Hmm.
time to go travel, getting the time to meet some new people, develop some relationships, develop some skills and continue to keep your life fresh and lively like you really want so you can live the life and have that fulfillment that you want. I mean, how would that change your life and how would that make you feel?
It would change significantly. I think I would be a lot more happier than what in my current situation right now. Like I'm okay. Like there's nothing like I have food, I have shelter, I have all these
Mhm.
other things, right? So it's not like I'm in destitute, but
Right,
it's not ideal is what I'm trying to say.
right,
So I would think I would feel a little bit better being closer to that ideal instead of not being, obviously.
right.
So
So
I
let's say you were able to start, developing that new skill and get some other income coming in that would allow you to get some more time and do some more things. What's something that you would do? I mean, like I said, if you got that money now coming in and you're able now to take time for seal, what is something that you would do?
Ciel's gonna go to Bora Bora.
Okay, why Bora Bora?
Uh, cause I like the name Bora Bora, so it sounds like a fun place to go to.
Sounds like a fun place to go to. That sounds awesome.
Or Machu Picchu, just because I like the
The
name.
name, some names just really drive you, but there's some beautiful places in the world, some beautiful experiences that everybody can hopefully go out and experience some of those things, right?
Huh.
So, I mean, see, I know we can do this for you. I know because we've done it with hundreds of other people. We've given them the tools, techniques, and tactics to change their lives forever. So,
Mhm.
for you, I mean, is this something that you would really want to push forward with like right now, or could you put it off 5 or 6 months from now?
Um, like I can do it right now, but what
Hmm.
pushing it 5 or 6 months later really wouldn't make a difference.
Hmm.
Like it really wouldn't. Like me doing it now versus me doing it then, like what's the difference?
Well, it's up to you, because if you get results in 5, 6 months now, or 1 year down the road, it's still going to work the same for us. It really
Uh-huh.
matters of when you want to get this accomplished and you want to get this going.
I'd probably say now as opposed to like 5, 6 months later because it doesn't seem like I'm like the weather will be nicer in 5 to 6 months, but like that's
I got
uh
you. Okay.
but
So we'll
yeah.
stop. So we'll stop here. We'll pause here, Seal.
Okay.
So what I want to go back through and start from the beginning with is to kind of
Okay.
show you the process that I walked you through right there.
You're very slick, John. I noticed some moves where I'm like, oh, you slick, John. And I'm like, I don't know if I can pull that off, but you so slick.
Well, see,
Uh,
and the thing of it, when I'm role playing with you, and when you're mostly role playing with especially other folks in ACC, you guys usually are harder than regular people will be.
really?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because see, you know what the person is trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you almost kind of naturally hold back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just normal. Like I said, it don't bother me because I've done the fucking craziest, hardest people you can think of. So
Mm-hmm.
anything people do. Okay, so from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
my opening questions, and you see how I redirected your first initial blast of I want to know how much it costs, da 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 da, and I went directly to my opening questions. How did you find out about us? Then I also asked you, what did you like best?
Mm-hmm.
So I could see
Yeah.
what you're thinking. So immediately from your beginning, like I said, I already know you, and you didn't kind of change your personality. You're oddity, actually, and this is the truth. A sapphire slash emerald is it's a very unique combination. So, but you still kept in that same framework with the things that
Yeah.
you said and the
Uh-huh.
way that you presented yourself. So I kept that.
Uh-huh.
And then same thing in going into next, I went into my building rapport. So my sequence of building rapport is ask a question, listen, reply to connect, then ask my next needed question. So did
Mm-hmm.
you notice that I asked you a question, you said
Mm-hmm.
something, said something now to connect to whatever you said.
I did notice it, but you do it so subtly that it's just
Yes,
almost
it's
very
natural.
it's not yeah, it's
And
so
and that's what it's supposed to be, because it's just a natural conversation. You say, hey, I like chicken. I go, wow, I like chicken too. I really love chicken. But what
oh
about beef?
oh you acknowledged me a lot. Like I
Yes,
noticed you did these news answers. You're like, oh, I understand you have a lot of questions, and a lot of people have a lot of questions. And then
exactly.
you did a lot of the
That's
you
the
like address
reply.
yeah.
So anytime a prospect says something, you have to reply to acknowledge what they say, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise you're ignoring them. So every
Ah.
time that goes to that building rapport, ask a question, listen, reply to connect, ask your next question. Every time the person says something to you, you have to reply.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go, how old are you? And they go 15, and you go, okay, do you have any kids? No, I don't have any kids. Okay, so how long have you been? That becomes an interview.
Oh, I'm terrible at that. I always use one worded like acknowledgments. I'd be like, cool, awesome. Like,
Right. And so that becomes, once again, that person's going, they're not listening to me. They just want to sell me something. So, see, when I'm
uh,
talking to you and
mhm,
acknowledging and replying back to you, now it becomes, hey, this guy's pretty cool. And then I go into my agenda very smoothly. There's no
mhm,
real bumps and tricks, because it's the same process. I
mhm,
ask a question, I reply, I listen, then I reply to connect. But what I do after the reply is I set the agenda. I don't ask the next question. So it'll
mm,
be, oh, Ciel, I went to that concert too. He seemed like he was very high when I watched him also. So here's how the conversation is going to go.
oh, okay. How
See,
do you? Okay, go
Uh-huh.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I said, you see how it's smooth because it's the same sequence. So I give you a sequence of rapport and a sequence of talking. Question, listen, reply, next question, or next piece. So here, the
Mm.
next piece is the agenda.
Hmm. Next piece is the agenda, and then after you get, yeah, so you went into the agenda really smoothly. I noticed that,
Mhm.
like, you went just like, so see, like, usually when we're on these calls, I have like, I want to get to know you a little bit more, like, just to see, if it was the right fit. No, you did a little bit more than
Yeah,
that,
I
kind of
said I'm gonna answer all of your questions. I'm
yeah,
gonna give you the information about the program, and if
yeah.
it's a good fit for you and me, see my agenda that I use right there works for all personality types except for Sapphire. Sapphire usually don't even set an agenda, but because you are still more Emerald, I needed to set the agenda
Uh-huh.
where because the so when I say I'm gonna answer all of your questions, that's Emerald Ruby.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you all the information, Emerald Ruby, and
Hmm.
then if it's a good fit, Ruby, it should be a yes. We'll move forward, Ruby.
Yeah.
Or if it's not a good fit, Emerald Ruby,
Hmm.
or you don't qualify for something, Ruby, then it should
Hmm.
be a no, Ruby. I'll
Hmm.
support you in whatever decision you make, Pearl.
Hmm.
What we don't want to do is waste each other's time, Emerald.
Uh-huh.
And we both know that I don't know. Let me think about it. Let me talk to the wife, Emerald/Ruby is
Hmm.
the nice way to tell me no, Pearl. I'm a big boy. I could take a no,
Uh-huh.
Ruby.
Okay.
So can we make a small agreement?
Uh-huh.
Small agreement that covers everybody, Ruby, Pearl, and Emerald. If
Uh-huh.
I give you all information, Ruby, Pearl, answer all your questions, Ruby, Emerald, sorry, can we get a solid yes, Ruby, or a solid no, Ruby? Would that be fair, Pearl?
Mm.
You see how I hit everybody in my agenda. Sapphires, like I
Damn.
said, I don't set agenda because they're too high. I just bring them down as fast as possible. Okay.
No,
So
that was very good. Holy crap.
so now then I go to my normal scripted first pain question. Why blank? Why now? What has changed? That's a
Uh-huh.
combination question. My
Uh-huh.
next question is a clarification question. So usually I'll ask one or two clarification questions to make sure you explain stuff to me enough to where
Mm.
you're bringing it out. Now I can ask that why question, which is my probing question to get you deeper. Why is blank, blank, blank so important?
Mhm.
And now you're going to explain it. Usually you'll do this. Well, I want to do this. You'll see the exhale. You
Mhm.
did it. When you watch the video, you'll see you did it. You did. Well, I don't want to waste my time. And you see it. You did that. You
Oh.
went down. You did. Well, I don't want to do this. And it's because I'm You're coming
Oh.
down.
Oh, when you're explaining stuff that,
Yes.
like, of
That's
the
because you're
situation.
going down into the issue, the real issue. I don't want
Oh.
to waste my time and I don't want to do this and that. See, because the pain is an emotional response. It's not
Mhm.
about you crying. It's an emotional reason for you to make a difference, to make a change. Your
Mhm.
emotional reason is, hey, I don't want to be 45, 50, 60 years old, not have a relationship, not have gone anywhere or done anything. That
Mhm.
is your emotional reason to
Mhm.
move.
Mhm.
And so now, and one of the other reasons why I do that, most time it takes me 3 to 5 questions to get to the pain.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so now you know when I've gotten to where I need to, because now I'm going to tell you a story to
Mhm.
connect
Mhm.
to the pain. And you
Mhm.
notice I told you a story, and I
Yeah.
also gave you the feelings that you want to say, but maybe didn't say. And you were going, yes, yes. Because I was telling you the feelings. I felt like this, or they felt like this, and this,
Mhm.
they was horrible. And you were like, yes, yes. There's
Mhm.
all those little yeses in your head going, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I
Yeah.
feel exactly like that. And then I say,
Mhm.
is that what you want? That's a scripted question too. Is that what you want?
Oh.
No.
Damn.
And you notice what you said. No, what you want to be doing? That's what you want. It has to be
Uh,
an explosion right there.
uh-huh.
because that's when you know that you did
Uh-huh.
correctly. Remember, what I teach you is everything you do, you know what the reaction is supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
So when I hear you go, no, would you want to do this? Everybody who will watch this video will know, yes, that was a good job.
Uh-huh.
And see, when
Oh.
I build the nightmare, I take all the information that you told me in those questions, and I
Mhm.
stack them. So let's say
Mhm.
you don't do anything different. You did it. What would your
Mhm.
life look like in the next 5, 10 years?
Mhm.
The time frame changes based on the information that the person gives you.
Mhm.
So because you were talking about something that's going to happen in your life, 5, 10 years is a good
Mhm.
lifetime of change. So in
Yeah.
5, 10 years, what would your life look like then? And then you're like, that'd be horrible. Da, 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 da. Then the question, is that what you want?
Mhm.
No, I want to do da 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 da. Okay,
Mhm.
I understand, man. You really got to do this. Same thing now. Now I build the dream.
Mhm.
Let's say we do take you into the program, and now
Mhm.
you're able to do da 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 da. How would that change your life? How would that make you feel? Another combination question.
Mhm.
Now you're like, because you're technical though, you're not still gonna be so emotional about it,
Mhm.
but you still could see it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I went further to build it a little more, saying, what would be one of the first things you would do?
Mhm.
Because I want you still to see it more.
Yeah. You're building the picture of the imagination. You're
Yes.
like, it's very real to me at that point, or
Yeah.
like this right now at this moment.
Yep,
So,
that's why I call building the dream. So you
mhm.
build the nightmare and you build the dream. Now I go to the creating urgency and the commitment. I do
Mhm.
the 1 through 10 sometimes. Well, most time my favorite one is, I know we can do this for you. We've done it with other people. Is this something you want to do now, or can you put it
Mhm.
off 5 or 6 months? Because
Mhm.
that shows, hey, do I want to do it now or 5 or 6 months? You threw another question. You were like, well, I could do it 5 or 6 months. What will be the difference? And I
Yeah.
came back and I said, it's no difference. It just really depends on you when you want
Uh-huh.
to get this going.
Yeah. Because you were saying you did great in the acknowledgement part, but you also built credibility on what you said. You're like, oh, we did it with us, like hundreds of people, so I know we can do it with you, right? So you
Hmm.
built that kind of like it's like a pre-testimonial,
Yes.
pre-testimonial with me. So I was like, oh shit, maybe like he can't do this with me. Like maybe I
Hmm.
can do it. And
Right.
then then you went into do you want
The
to do it
time
now
frame.
or
Do
do
you
you
want to
want
do
to
it
do
now? Do you want
and
5, 6 months?
yeah. I think you with that question you're trying to gauge on
How committed, where
what
your level
how committed he
was.
was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
So
like
you
I
want to
tell
know
folks, if it's anything less than a 9 or a 10 level, then I'll come back. But then once again, I did put it back to you. You said,
yeah.
well, I said, well, that's up to you, what you want to
Uh-huh.
do. So is
Yeah.
this something you want to do now? And I
Mhm.
said it again. Or,
Yeah.
can you do you want to just wait? Because you can do it
Mhm.
a year from now. We'll still be here. See, I pulled it away from you at that point.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
still
yeah.
be here. It's up to you.
Yeah. You're like it don't affect my
Yeah, it's
pockets.
not going to do nothing in my pocket. It's up
You're
to
like, it don't
you.
affect my pockets.
All right.
uh you're
So,
like it's like
so what I showed you just now is the actual structure that I
uh-huh.
teach. So
Mhm.
it's no random stuff that we do.
Mhm.
It's all a structure. And you do this thing, this should happen. Do the next thing, this should happen. Do the next thing, this should happen. That's how I teach it. And it's a systematic way of moving through a conversation with the desired end.
I guess one of my back questions would be like for you because like John you're very slick when you're closing you're like very slick and it's like very natural like talking to
Right.
you just from a conversation level and you don't feel like there's any there's any hidden agenda like how do you move the conversation along I guess you almost like it, when I see you you almost don't think about it like
Right. You
yeah
know why I don't
so
think
and
about it?
I don't think it's just
Because
purely practice it's
it is. It is.
no, I
Because
know there's practice, but it's like, I guess, how do you get that ingrained? How do
because it
you
goes through
talk about thinking?
practice. It's the thing. See, the thing of what you guys think about, you think of sales closing as some specific, some magical thing. It's not. This is
Uh-huh.
everyday conversation. What I'm teaching you is advanced communication skills.
Uh-huh.
If you went today to the restaurant and did this same thing, oh man, how long you been working here? Really? Oh, you know, what do you do? You know, tell me a little bit more about yourself. If you do this, it's the same thing. I just
Uh-huh.
show you the structure so it doesn't go way off the fucking map. I give you
Oh.
a structure so you can get to the end that you want.
Oh.
So
So
it's
you're
all it
telling me
is a
that waiters will
regular
be giving extra French
conversation.
fries?
Yeah. Yes. I've had people bring me give I've had when I go to restaurants, I've had the owner bring my food to me. I've had people
Ooh.
give me extra stuff. I've had people comp me rooms. I had people upgrade me because it's just natural to talk to
Uh-huh.
people and see in those first 5 minutes, which is that opening questions to rapport, you make that instant friend
Uh-huh.
because that person goes, wow, this guy is awesome in
Yeah.
5 minutes. Now, when I
Uh-huh.
say, man, my room right now is really crappy. And they go, oh man, come on here. I got another room. I can give you a different room.
Oh, dang. Dang.
Oh, we got a seat up in first class. Come on, you can come up here.
Dang.
This is what happens when you're a good communicator. And
Uh-huh.
this is why, once again, what I'm teaching you is not just sales. This is
Uh-huh.
communication. You can use this with your family. You can use this,
Uh-huh.
because you do it anyway. You just don't
Uh-huh.
know how to keep the conversation going to where you want to go. What I teach you is exactly how to move the conversation where you want and the responses that you need to get back to know you're on the right track. So
Hmm.
like when I told you, I'm listening for that. Yeah, I want to. I tell you that so that
Yeah.
if you don't hear that, you can't
Yeah.
go to the next phase because that
Yeah.
means that person has broken.
Yeah.
If you don't hear, yeah, yeah, that would be really. If you don't hear that, that person has not gone down far enough. If they're still like, yeah, right now I really want to make some more money. This seems to be really cool. That's not
Yeah.
going to work. See, like you were still trying to avoid that because you were still
Yeah.
being your normal happy self. But when I
Uh-huh.
got to that why question, finally, you did, yeah, you know what? I don't want to be when I get older. So you broke at that point and you really now
Yeah.
shared something that was real.
Uh-huh.
And now
Uh,
when I got the real, I can connect to that. I understand what you're saying because of da 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 da. And that story is what makes you go, that person understands me.
damn. Oh, but John, how do you? Okay, I've noticed you retain information very well.
Yes.
Like you remember what you talked about at the very beginning and what you
Yes.
exactly said. I don't even remember what I talked about when I told you my
You know
story.
why?
Why? How does that work?
Because you're trying to think about what to ask me. I already know what to ask you. See, my
Oh,
conversation is completely almost scripted, except for a few
yeah,
parts.
yeah,
This is why you guys are so damn out of the world and don't know stuff because you're trying to come up with all these questions to ask. I give you all the questions to ask. Now,
you
there's a
just have to
few.
memorize them
Yeah, you
essentially.
just have to know your script. And there's a
Uh huh.
few places where now your skills will come in, and that comes through repetition, like asking
Uh huh.
those number 2, 3, and 4 possibly questions. So there's the
Uh
first question that's scripted. Why blank? Why now? What has changed? That's number 1.
huh.
Your number
Uh huh.
2, 3, 4 question, they're not scripted. You have to ask a good question, but I give you the formula to listen for to pick the right thing to ask a question about. Because there's a
How do you
formula.
formulate the correct question? Sometimes, like off the bat.
It's not about, you have to pick the correct thing to choose.
Uh
That's a
huh.
formula we give you.
Uh huh.
And it's in the course. I'll just tell you, it's when people respond back to the right question, they're going to respond back in 3 ways. Their thought process is going to be need, pain, need, pain, need, pain, pain. It's going to be one of those 3 always.
Okay.
So now listen to
Okay.
me. I'm going to give you an example. So I asked that
Okay.
question to myself, John, why do you want to do the sales mentoring program and why now? Well, right now I really want to make some more money, need, so I can
Mm-hmm.
pay off some of my debts, need, so I can really kind of do some of the things I want to do. Pain.
Mhm.
Your next question has
Oh.
to ask about, what do you really want to do? You see
Oh.
that formula now, you have to do is listen. So what I'm
Uh-huh.
teaching you to do is to really be a super active listening
Uh-huh.
person, because you already know the questions. So now you ask the question and now you listen. Okay, he said this. Now you're already formulating a question. No matter what else you say, you already know what question you're going to ask, because this
Oh.
happens all the time the same way. Need, pain, need, pain, need, pain, pain. There's no
Mhm.
other formulas from that. There's no
Mhm.
other possibilities. And if you ask a question about the pain, you're going to get there in one or two questions. If you ask a question about the need, it's going to take you 5, 6 questions, because the
Mhm.
need has to go back to the pain, then
Mhm.
back the same direction.
Mm. So it's like you ask more on the page because it's less questions and it gets you
Yes.
faster where you want.
Yes.
Okay.
See that why blank, why now, what has changed? That immediately puts you at level 2.
Mhm.
Immediately.
Why blank and why now?
What
So
has
you're
changed? You have to
yeah,
use
what's
the what has changed.
what has changed? Okay. And then why now is so you can figure out the timing at the like this
No,
point in time, right?
not really. It causes them to think about why this is so important to them. It's not so much.
Oh.
So what they're going to tell you is why this is so important to them.
Uh-huh.
And now that's level 2 pain. Because see, level
Mhm.
1, I need to make more money. That's 1.
Yeah,
Why,
that's one.
why you need to make more money is 2.
Uh-huh.
Why that's important to you is 3. That's why
Uh-huh.
it goes in that series. One question, second question, probing question, which is, why is this so important to you? Then the story to connect to it.
So do you have to keep on probing until for
Mm-mm.
example, like a lot of people they'll probably give you surface answers too, right? Like
Well,
at
that's
some point.
because you ask a bad question.
Ah.
See, if you ask a bad question, it doesn't matter. So that's why the first question is scripted to get you hopefully down to level 2. If they still keep on level 1, you need to ask a better question. So that's why I said it
Okay.
takes you anywhere from 3 to 5 questions using my system. Why blank? Why now? What has changed? Your next question should get you to the 3 area, and then your
Uh-huh.
probing question. If not, you ask another question. That should
Uh-huh.
clarify it enough to get to your probing question, which is scripted
Yeah.
also. Your probing
Uh-huh.
question is scripted. You take something from what they said, remember the pain, and
Uh-huh.
now you ask that, why is whatever that is so
Uh-huh.
important to you? And then
Yeah.
they're going to explain it. That's the pain. This is why I need to get out of teaching, because I'm so tired of da 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 da. I'm tired of
Uh-huh.
these kids. That's the pain.
Yeah.
Now you tell a story to connect to the pain,
Uh-huh.
so that they release all of their feelings. Now they're going to say, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then when you stop, they're going to pour out, yeah, man, I'm tired of this. And da, 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 da. That's the level
Uh-huh.
3 pain. That's it. Now you build the
Oh.
nightmare. Okay, man.
Uh-huh.
Now, since you were listening so good before, all that
Uh-huh.
stuff that they were saying, all the needs and the pains, you just recount those.
Oh yeah, you repeat them to them.
Yes. See, that's the only time you repeat. You never repeat or restate during the pain, because if you mess up, you break rapport. See, you remember sometimes I
Oh.
told you, yeah, kinda. When you do that, if the person says that, you've broken rapport, because they're basically
Oh.
saying you're not listening to me.
Okay, okay.
Because see, if I say, yeah, I really want to do this because, I've never accomplished any of those things in my life. And you go, okay, so what I hear is you want to do this because, you really want to do these things. And, that's something that you've always wanted to do. And you go, yeah, kind of. See, you not listening to me. So you've broken rapport.
Oh, I sometimes I repeat the goals just because so it's like reminder that you
Mm-mm.
want to re.
Don't do it.
Mm.
Do not do that. That person knows what they want. You don't know
Okay.
what they want.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So when you say something that's wrong, now they're going, you're not listening to me.
Okay.
In the pain, you never repeat. So if I say, why blank, why now, what has changed? Whenever I answer, you don't repeat that. You use the pain part in a new question.
Oh, okay, okay.
You don't repeat the whole line or any pieces of it. You only take a piece, just like I'll say it again. So if I answer that question, why blank, why now, what has changed? Well, I really want to, make some more money, need, so I can pay off my bills, need,
Mhm.
so I can really do some of the things you want to do. Okay, John, what are some of the things you really want to do? Explain that to me. See, I
Mm.
use what that person said. What I want to do? So you use the words that the person says so they know you're listening to them, and you put it into a new question. So what is it you really want to do? Explain that to me.
Do you go and attack like the very open-ended parts of what they say, like you just said, like they said, like for example, in your
It-
when you were saying before, oh,
I'm
like
gonna
you just like
stop
to
you.
do some.
There's
Okay.
no only thing you have to do is need, pain,
Hey.
pain, pain. You don't have to think about it.
Uh huh.
You just have to listen. Said something, pause. Said something, pause. Said something, pause. 1, 2, 3. Need, pain.
Hmm.
That's the only thing you need to do. This is why, once again, you don't have to think about a whole bunch of stuff when you do what I teach you.
So
You
you're
just
looking for
follow the
like
formula.
key words so that you can essentially fill in the blanks with your script. Like you're like, this is the key word I'm looking for,
Yes, or the
like as they're
phrase,
saying,
or the
or yeah,
phrase.
or phrase, yeah,
So that's what
phrase.
I say. People speak in phrases. So you'll say,
Hmm.
I'm really burnt out at doing marketing, phrase. So I'm really looking to do something different, boom, phrase, because I'm looking to grow, and this is not really fulfilling to me. 1, 2,
Hmm.
3. And
Hmm.
now you hear those 3 parts, you attack the last one, because that's need, pain. That's the only formula it could be.
Oh, okay, okay,
And
okay.
now what'll happen is they'll explain stuff sometimes too. But
Uh-huh.
in that first sentence, that's where you're looking for. Because see, you'll say, I want to
Oh,
do this, so I can do this, because this. Those are explanations.
uh-huh.
That first part is what you're listening for. That's why I told you I don't
Okay.
listen to anything after that first part too much, really, with so super detail. I'm hearing you, but I'm not. I'm formulate using that time to formulate my next question.
I was gonna ask you, how did you not get lost in the sauce of my story? Because sometimes I get lost in the sauce of other
Yeah,
people's story. I was
that's
like, I'm
because
even lost in my own
I.
sauce.
That's because you don't know what to listen for. And see,
Oh.
I teach you that. That's what my guys learn. I
Uh-huh.
teach you what to listen for, not to disregard the rest, but not get caught up in all the rest of the stuff. Because
Okay.
so these guys know what to listen for. They know the words they're listening for in the identifying the gym type. They know the words they're looking for in the rapport to build that connection. They know the words and phrases they're looking for in the pain to actually get down into the pain. They know the
Uh-huh.
words and stuff they're looking for in the close to actually handle these objections better.
Uh-huh.
This is what I give you. It's an actual system that's
Uh-huh.
repeatable. See, it's no guessing. Oh, I don't know what I should have said, or there's none of that shit, because
Mm-hmm.
I give you exactly what to do and what to expect the
Mm-hmm.
return.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why my system works so good. That's why it's natural, because I'm teaching you something that's natural. I'm just showing you a structured way to do it.
So like in a structured way, essentially, like you're taking the guesswork out of it, and also you don't. I guess like eventually, like when you practice enough, like you don't have to think about it. Like
Yes.
it's
See,
just going
all
to
your
be like.
questions you should know. How did you find out about us? What did you watch the webinar or
Yeah.
go to the website? What did you like best about it? That's
Yeah.
all memory.
Yeah.
What did you
Yeah.
like? Before we get into it, tell me a little bit more about yourself. You know the things that you need to learn in rapport.
Uh-huh.
Your agenda depends on what you're going to do, but you should know your agenda too. Same thing. Scripted question. Why blank?
Yeah.
Why now? What has changed? That's a scripted question. The
Yeah.
third question, the probing question, is also a scripted question. Why is whatever so important?
Okay.
Then you do a story to connect. You build the
Okay.
nightmare. You build the scripted question. Is that what you want? Then you
Yeah.
go to see all the scripted pieces is there.
Yeah.
There's other little holes that you fill in with your
Yeah.
skill, but you
Yeah.
could now develop that skill because you have all the other tools to do it. I give you the
Uh-huh.
tools. I give you the tools, the sequence for rapport. I
Uh-huh.
give you the sequence for digging for the pain. I give you
Uh-huh.
the sequence in the reply for locating the pain point. So all
Uh-huh.
these tools you get,
Uh-huh.
that's why my training is way more effective for a brand new person or a person who's been doing it forever. I had a dude who called me. I think he worked for AT&T as one of their regional salesmen. And he just
Uh-huh.
sent me a message, "Hey, John, can I work with you?"
Uh-huh.
Because I did one call. I did one call with him and explained
Uh-huh.
how the conversation should go.
Uh-huh.
Can now see the structure of it and go, wow, now that makes perfect sense. And you can move along through the conversation so easy and so smooth. The person
Uh-huh.
doesn't understand that they're being closed because they don't
Yeah.
think about that on a daily basis. Because
Yeah.
it's just a conversation. You just now
Uh-huh.
are very, very good at conversation.
Are you supposed to be doing this all like when you're going about your day, are you doing this all day long?
Yes.
Essentially like I'm like
Yes.
everything's a close. Closing my
Well, see,
mom,
it's not a
closing my brother,
close.
like my
Don't think of it as a close. It's just conversation. It's
oh
just a
it's just
conversation with a
what you do.
dedicated end. So, like, let's say
Uh-huh.
you want to talk to your mom about buying a new house.
Okay.
Now you have a dedicated end. So now it becomes a
Uh-huh.
close. But if you're
Uh-huh.
just talking to your mom, you're just talking to her. Hey, mom, what's going on? Da, 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 da. Oh, really? Now, see, they bring up an issue. Why are you looking to change houses? Why now, man? What's going on, mom?
What's your preset and mind frame? Because like one of the things I do notice, like even if you're in conversation, it's not quite as simple in the sense because it also depends on the other party's mood, right? Say for instance you got somebody on the phone, but that person on the phone is just like irritated or whatever the heck it is,
Right,
right? So there's various emotions that you're going through because you're going about your day fine, obviously,
right.
because you're like, I'm John, I'm happy, I'm closing, right? I'm
Hmm.
doing all this stuff, right? So you're like, you just come into the call, but this person comes in with their mood or
Right,
their whatever, their baggage, right? Their
right.
baggage, and you're like, well, like, and then you kind of go like, what the hell? And then this is like basic communication in the sense
Right.
of,
So basic
okay,
communication for a professional sales closer should be able
yeah,
to move the person. So it doesn't matter what person mood they come in. Your
uh
job
huh,
is to move them to where
uh
you
huh,
need them to be. So if they come on
okay,
angry, pissed off, da da da, and it's one or two things going to happen. They're going to be pissed off and not want to talk to you, or they're going to understand that your job there is actually to help them and you continue on moving along.
do
That's
you continue with the same tonality that you're in, or do you go move into their tonality, or kind of like do what as in the HTC stuff where like for example he says like, oh yeah, you match their kind
no.
of their tonality
If
plus
a
their kind of
person's
jam.
pissed off, think about this. If you walk into
Hmm.
your mom's house and she's pissed off, are you gonna go, "Mom, what's wrong with you?" No, you're gonna be like, "What's going on? Is everything okay?"
Well, it's usually the opposite way around.
Well, what I'm saying is
Like
that
she,
if a person's pissed off, you
yeah,
naturally go into pearly side. Hey,
you should naturally go into
yes,
the
you should
pearly side, but
naturally go in the,
that doesn't
but
happen.
that's what you should see. The thing of the mindset is this: if you're going on to the, I can't teach a person to care about people,
Oh yeah,
which is rapport. I mean,
yeah,
or really like people. That's rapport. To care about people is in the pain. I
uh huh,
can't teach you that. But if your mindset goes into it that way, hey, I really want to connect to this person. I really want to know who this person is and connect to them. Then I really want to solve their problem with what I have. That's in the pain. So it doesn't
ah,
matter what their mind, what they come onto it with. You still have to accomplish your goal. Hey, I really want to connect to you, no matter how pissed off you are.
uh huh.
So how can I do that? That person's really pissed off. I'm gonna find out what the hell's going on first. So that means first I gotta figure out if we're still gonna even have a conversation. What's going on, man? Sounds like you're a little irritated right now. Is everything okay? They're gonna tell you, "Ah, da, 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 da." Man, that sucks. I know. Some other guys just got laid off too. And those are things that happen in life, but they really suck. So I can understand why you're pissed off. Um, and how did you actually find out about our program though?
Oh, you do the same format as you did. You acknowledge them, then you go
Yes, it's the
into.
same shit. Everything I do is the
Oh,
same. There's no magic thing about what I do. I just care about people, and I use that structured conversation to get them to where they need to be. It's the
because
same
I
stuff.
oh, this is very fascinating just because I'm like, oh, I don't know how to deal like, sometimes you don't know how to deal with people just because they come in like a different mood. Like if like John, like I would feel like my thing would have been easier just because I'm not coming in with like the sense to like attack you. Like if I'm coming off
Right,
with like pissed mood, it would probably like a little bit harder to close because you'll be like, oh, what do
right,
I do with this person? Right?
right.
And
And it's
then
the same stuff. And as I said, it's the same thing because once again, you just really all the whole conversation, the build up is to show the person that you really do care and that what
mhm,
you have can help them. So
okay.
if the person comes in pissed off or distressed, once again, you still have to show them that you care. So if they
Hmm.
say, man, I just did this and this happened, it's fucked up, and man, that sounds horrible, man. Oh man, I mean, would you like to reschedule the call? I really do. I know things are going on really horrible for you right now. I mean, we could reschedule this for you if you really like.
Mm.
Care about
Oh,
people. That's
oh.
all. You just gotta care.
Most people don't. That's
Because they're only focusing on the sale.
uh-huh.
See, I'm
Yeah.
not focusing on sale. I don't give a fuck, truthfully, if I sell or not, if I can't help you. But if I
Uh-huh.
can help you, now I get irritated. Now it's like, man, I really want you to get this because it can really help you. And they can feel that. I'm not trying to get it to you because I want to make a commission. I want to get it to you because I know this can help you.
So you go into that mind frame. I'm like, I really want to help you, and this is a
Yeah, I
solution.
don't have to go into the mind frame though, because that's how I really am. Like right
Oh,
now, me talking to you is because I want to help you. Now, people pay me thousands of dollars to do what I'm doing with you right now.
wow.
Yeah, that's what I train people. So
Damn.
for you almost a 2 hour almost call right now, people pay me for this. Why am I talking to Ciel? Because I want to help you. Because I know that you're lost because you're gotten to a program that does not give you the direction that you need. So you
Uh-huh.
need direction. I know that. Now I'm going
Uh,
to give you as much as I can here. Now I'm not
uh-huh.
going to put you in the program and give you all the videos and all the other pieces and tools that these other people get.
Uh-huh.
But at least now you understand what I'm doing. So if somebody
Oh
says,
yeah.
"Oh well, John's program, I don't know if I want to do that." Well, shit, you got just an experience of a piece, and I went
Uh-huh.
through almost the whole program with you, and that's just the closing a course. Then there's the
Uh-huh.
going to network. Then there's closing a influencer. Then there's B2B closing. Then there's
Uh-huh.
creating your script. Then there's hunting, fishing, and farming, which I'm going to do tomorrow. And
Uh-huh.
then there's all these other programs, tonality,
Uh-huh.
active listening, all these things I teach in the
Uh-huh.
program.
Oh, I was chilling with you because you're a cool brother, and I was
Yeah,
wanted to chill with you too.
exactly.
No,
And it's the
no,
same thing. But for me,
yeah,
I do understand that we came together because of the HTC. So
yeah,
that
we
is
do.
a really integral part of you learning. And like I said, I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me. When I have time, you have time. And you're the
Yeah,
only reason I do that is because I know you. Now, if
yeah.
somebody else said, "Hey, John, can we role play?" No, you need to
Uh-huh.
go to the boot camp, or you need to go. You can role play with Ola David, but I don't just do random role plays with folks anymore because my boot camp is cheap enough that everybody can go to the boot camp. If you go to the boot
Oh,
camp, you can role play with anytime, not anytime you want, but you still can get a hold of me at that point because at least at that point I can see that you're really serious. Because I've been
uh,
doing this once again for people for months and months, and these folks they'll listen to me. Next thing I know, they're saying some crazy shit, or they didn't write down anything I told them, and then they come back on the call and they're asking me the same question. It's like you're wasting my time.
well, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying because, like, yeah, they're like that's probably majority of the people. But like, I like talking to you and chilling with you because you actually know what I'm talking about. Because, like, when, for
Right.
example, when I told you like a few months back, last time we talked, I was like, John, like HCC is kind of like cult like. Am I the
Yeah.
only one who sees this? And you were upset. Like, I was like, oh my god, John, like
Yeah.
you're not
Oh,
like
somebody
crazy.
else knows what I'm talking
I know
about.
Yeah, somebody else knows what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Because like I always, because sometimes I feel like I felt like, oh God, there's a little bit nobody to talk to because like
got
you're
you.
you're in the cult and you can't really tell the people, yeah, you're in the cult, and like I'm aware I'm in the cult, but just because I'm in the cult doesn't mean you buy into the cult. Like you know
Right.
what I mean? You'll
Hmm.
participate just because it's more like a the group does this. Like
Right.
I'll go along with it, but I don't really agree with it.
And
Right?
see, for us, like I said, if you can call me and talk to me about anything, but when you want to
Yeah,
role play, that's a
yeah,
different thing. So what I'm
yeah.
telling you is that the role play part, that is like specific and special. Talking to
Uh
me,
huh.
I feel I'm just a regular person. But actually,
No, you're not.
when you're
If you were
learning
that
when you're
regular.
learning from me, now
Uh-huh.
that's where superpowers come in.
Ah, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So for me, I don't mind talking to you about this, but
Mhm.
anybody else, I mean, hey, you're gonna go into the boot camp or get into the mentorship program because
Uh,
that's where I teach all this stuff.
uh-huh.
So
I just been wanting to role play because I was like, okay, I should really take this more seriously since I've
mhm,
like I've been doing a bunch of stuff and I'm like now I'm
right,
like I feel like I should dedicate the time to it because in the
right,
beginning of the year when I took HTC there wasn't really that much time to do that stuff and also I
mhm,
didn't know the problem with HTC was I didn't know how committed you had to be in the sense of like that if at that point in time it felt like oh my god this is full-time school like if they
right.
specified in like the funnel like this is that it's gonna be like full-time school I would have like delayed it at some
Right.
point and just
But see,
right
the
just
thing of it is, like when you're wanting, see, most people who are still in HCC, when they role play with me, I'll still role play with you and I'll let you go through what you do. And
mm-hmm,
then I always try to show you what I do because I want you to see that
mm-hmm.
you're practicing, but you're practicing something that's still not effective.
Yeah,
So what I'm
yeah,
trying to do is say, hey, look, I want to role play with you. I want to help you on the role play side, but
mm-hmm.
you're not speaking nothing language like what I'm doing. And
Yeah,
it's very hard for me to help you because you're out in the world that you don't have any structure of what you're doing. So
yeah,
in order for me to help you, I have to give you structure.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I give you enough structure, a little bit, like what I just went through with you, for you to go, okay, okay, and then hopefully you go, well, damn, John, I really need to learn what you're teaching, and
mm-hmm.
that's really the only way for you to really to do it, because right
Yeah,
now you already know what you're doing right now is it's okay, it's not working, I haven't done it, but I go through everything with the
mm-hmm.
folks, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's really when it comes into the role play part. I go, yes, I'll role play with you, but I want you kind of to see what you're doing compared to what I teach.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
understand what you're talking about.
so
It's a little easier and also I haven't like I don't really want to sit another like 6 hours listening to like the lecture when like most of it could be summarized in 30 minutes. So I'd rather like role play with people. And recently, I told you a little bit earlier, I'm like I want to role play with people, but Discord's dead.
right,
Discord's so dead. It's not
and
even
yeah,
funny.
see our guys in that's in my class, when they role play with HTC people, it's a waste of time because the people don't understand what they're doing, and they can't give you good feedback because they really don't know what you're doing, and
Everybody's
their role play takes so long. Like
yeah,
to do a role play with the HCC person will take like 45 minutes,
yeah.
30 with us 15-20 minutes. That's the close.
Dang.
You're closed. 20 minutes, 30 minutes is a long one
Yeah.
because we know what we're doing. We're very
Yeah.
efficient and effective. That's
Yeah.
why it goes so. Just you remember just now, I did it with you. I got up to almost the money part, the close part,
Yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
wasn't even 15 minutes.
Yeah. You went pretty quickly, but I didn't feel like it was like, oh, let's push you
Yes.
along here.
And that's why, because see, you have an objective. If you don't get to your objective, like I hear people saying, yeah, I was on the phone with this guy for 2 hours and we scheduled a new call. For fucking what? That
Yeah.
means you're just talking, gabbing, yapping, japping about stuff that you need to get to the point. You still can be effective, find the pain, connect to the person, but if you have a system, and this is
Yeah.
why we give you a system, and you're
Uh-huh.
so quick with it. It's like, man, did I get to the pain and that quick? Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and you just keep moving. And so,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I'm about to pop out here and go hang out with my dad for a little bit. So
Oh, okay.
I'll I got this recorded for you. So